Alright, what is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Ian. I've been wanting to do this video for quite a long time and show you guys my outdoor gym setup. I live in England right now, so the houses in England are pretty small compared to the houses in the States. So we had to be pretty creative when it came to a home gym setup. So I'll kind of just show you guys my storage setup and then kind of how I rock and roll with such limited space. Obviously, we are outside in England. Nice, normal, overcast day. Pretty typical British weather for this time of year. But yeah, so let's start over here. So this is an outdoor gym. However, I do keep all my equipment in a shed outside. For the plates, I went with the Rogue Fleck plates. So I have a total of 6 45-pound plates, which with a 45-pound barbell adds up to 315. I have some 10-pound bumper plates, 25 pounds and 35 pounds for the Fleck lineup. And then if we move on up here, I have some adjustable Rogue weights all the way down to pretty small increments, all the way down to a half-pound increment. I got half pounds, or quarter pounds, half pounds, 0.75 pounds, 1 pounds, and this is just for micro loading. I'm in a powerlifting block right now, so any help I can get, even little PRs, these plates are just there to micro load and hit little teeny tiny PRs. The older I get, the more difficult it is to peak. So when you can add little tiny PRs, it's pretty awesome. I have over here. Actually, how do I want to do this? Continuing down for the plates, I have a cheap pair of 25-pound metal plates. This I can grab pretty well, so I can do like front shoulder raises with these, or like bicycles or whatever. I just wanted 25-pound plates I can grab, as well as I have a little easy curl bar right here that these slide on pretty easily. As opposed to using the chonker 25-pound green Fleck plates, which would be ridiculously large on the ends of these collars. So yeah, those are my plates, and then we can look at my dumbbells. I have 5s through 50s, and then I have a couple bigger ones. So the 5s and 10s are inside the house right now for the wife, but I got some 25s, and they've held up all right. I do have some rust and corrosion. You can kind of see. Let me turn up right there. You can kind of see a little bit right there. They held up all right. It's pretty easy though to clean them. I'll just soak them in cleaning vinegar, and I'll scrub them up once I get back to the new house. But yeah, I got 5s through 50s. I bought these at the BX on base, and then we did a gym renovation, and they DRMO'd some old barbells or old dumbbells, and so I have a pair of 75s, 85s, and 95s, and then I have a single 100-pound dumbbell that I can use for like bent over rows right there when it's really heavy. So yeah, what else? For the flooring, I have these thick rubber mats right here that I can use for deficit dumbbell or deficit deadlifts. I have a total of 4 of them, so I can go up to about 2 inches on each side, and then if I really want to, I can always just stand on a plate. Let's go over what else. What else do I have in here? I have some safety bars for my Rogue rack. We'll talk about that in a second. I got some just random straps, jump rope, really old chalk. We use this to get all the spider webs out of the shed. A toilet brush. It's not been used for a toilet, I promise. Got some different collar or cups. These are normal, like your C cups. I use J cups. I like them a little bit better because these have bolts in them, and as this plastic wears down, I don't want my barbells to be slamming against those bolts. So I use some nicer J cups that I bought. I got some wraps that I rarely use, some collars, and then the rest of it's honestly used for like some barbecue stuff and landscaping for my little teeny tiny English backyard. But yeah, that's what I have in here. I got my little Rogue flag that I kind of stapled up in there to give it more of a gym vibe to it, but that's my shed area. And then we can move over here. So I have the Rogue adjustable bench 3.0. in the stainless steel version, and this has been sitting outside for 3 years already. Can you guys believe that? It's held up unbelievably well. Very little rust on it. What I do is I have a motorcycle cover that I just throw over it, and the seat. I mean, the seat it's brand new, and there's like no rust or corrosion in there. I've been trying to keep this very, very nice, and it's held up great so far. And this has been sitting outside for 3 years, along with the squat rack itself, because I just don't have any room to keep it inside the house. But yeah, I have my Rogue Adjustable Bench 3.0, and then I have a Rogue Monster Light squat rack, and this thing's been freaking awesome. It holds up. It's super small. The footprint on it is quite small. It's easy to move, and for my situation, it's perfect. These are the upgraded J cups I was talking about right here. And then I have 2 barbells. I have a Rogue Ohio Power Bar in the 45-pound version, so there's a 20 kg version and a 45-pound version. I got the 45-pound version with the stainless steel shaft and the stainless steel sleeves, or collars. Sleeves, yeah, stainless steel sleeves. And this thing's held up super nice. Again, it's been sitting in a shed the whole time. There's like no rust on here. I mean, it's literally pretty much brand new. I keep it really well. I use some 3M oil every about 6 months on it, and it's held up great. Over here, I have some plate storage outside if I need to. I'm not really a huge fan of these types, but this one was also getting thrown out by our base gym, so I took it and respray painted it, and it's been just kind of sitting out here collecting dust, but hopefully it will come in handy eventually when we move back to the States. This is a safety bar squat barbell by Power Systems. I'm not super familiar with this brand, but our gym was throwing this one out. So this one was actually in a dumpster. So this is a dumpster find right here. It can go up to 700 pounds. It's a 40-pound safety bar. So instead of like the normal like 50 pounds or 55 pounds, this one's a 40 pounds. So you have to load 2.5s on each side to get normal weight increments on it. But it's a super nice one. The cushions are still pretty good. I honestly don't know why they threw it out. Probably because it's just a little bit rusty. But I took some 3M oil and I wiped it off. It's just a little dusty right now. But honestly, it cleaned up pretty nice for a free safety bar squat. And I like this one too quite a bit actually. And we'll go do some squats today with that. But yeah, that's kind of my outdoor setup. The last thing I guess is this big old bright Cerakote red Rogue Ohio deadlift bar. This is probably the unicorn out of my whole entire outdoor gym setup. I rarely use this because, if you guys are observant, I have a wooden deck. So I have to be very, very careful with loading up super heavy weights. I don't have any like concrete or asphalt blocks back here that I could deadlift super heavy on. I got rocks and I have a wooden deck. So deadlifting super heavy out here is just not a thing. As you know, I can deadlift over 600 pounds. And that will punch a hole right through this deck. So I rarely use this. I'll bring this to the gym every once in a while. I have a couple YouTube videos and clips of me using that at the gym. But for the most part, I just use my Rogue Ohio Power Bar for almost everything. I will set it up to the highest rack of my squat rack, and I will do like pull-ups. Obviously, it's not that tall, so I have to, I can't hang my legs, so I have to kind of tuck my legs back. I'll normally set it up and have my Rogue Ohio deadlift bar hanging up here on my squat rack, and then I can do some pull-ups with my legs kind of tucked in. You can't hang them down because it's too short, but in hindsight, I wish I got the little bit taller one with the pull-up bar on it. That would have been really nice, but with the size constraints I'm working with, it is what it is. And then I got some horse stall mats out here in England. These things are actually super cheap. I think I got each mat is about 40 bucks, and they're like a typical normal pretty thick horse stall mats. I actually just cleaned these off. That's why there's still a little bit of water. Didn't do the best job, but they were pretty nasty. I'm actually washing the motorcycle cover that I use for my adjustable bench. But yeah, enough yapping. Let's get to this workout. All right. Honestly, kind of tired today. This is the last workout for this week, so I'm doing powerlifting program specific again. I'm back with Evolve AI, not a sponsor. I pay for their program, $15 a month. I'm not training for any specific powerlifting meet, but I kind of had this revelation. I actually watched a video by Johnny Candido. I'll post it up right here on the screen right here. But pretty much he said, like, why do you want to keep switching between like strength and then other performance sports like running or, you know, just other distractions pretty much. And he's like, why wouldn't you try to maximize your strength gains now while you can? Because there is going to be a peak probably between, let's say, 34 to 36 years old where due to natural testosterone production and just how we age as humans, you're not going to be able to be that strong ever again. So he's like, why would you distract yourself while you're young and you have this capability to continue progressing and progressing and progressing with like marathon running? And that kind of spoke to me. I was like, oh wow, yeah, I never thought of it that way. Obviously, I like being healthy and stuff, but I guess in my mind, I was like, I can either be a fat powerlifter or I could be a good runner. And I kind of have a different mindset now where it's like, I want to specifically solely just work on becoming the strongest as I can get for the next coming years and challenge myself to be fit, good at running, but not train running, if that makes sense. So I'm still doing some cardio about 2 to 3 times a week right now, about 30 minutes, nothing insane. But the aerobic base building is pretty much on pause right now. We'll see what happens in the future. But let's see what we got today. Where did I put my phone? So let's see what we got today. So today we got some close grip bench. I have 3 sets of 7 reps, RPE 7. So we'll see, that's probably going to be around 260-ish for 7 reps, close grip bench. We'll see how my elbows feel. We're going to do some safety bar squats. I got some knee sleeves I'll throw on and some squat shoes. Cable rows. I don't have cable rows, so I'm actually going to swap that right now. Just keep the camera rolling. Sipping on some pre-workout. And no explode. Normally have it. I guess it's alright. You know, it's kind of nice that it's overcast today because the sun is not blinding me because I'm facing the sun. The sun's in that direction right there. I'm going to do a slight adjustment. I'm going to make it a little bit taller. 1, 2. Just make it a little bit taller. Alright. We're going to do our first warm-up set. Felt pretty easy. I can tell I'm a little not warmed up, but we'll get there. Because I was going to work out way earlier today, and then I started cleaning the horse stall mats, and I decided to clean my closet. Then I was like, oh, I'll make a YouTube video. And I was trying to find an Allen wrench to tie up my tripod, so just distraction after distraction after distraction, and now I'm finally working out. This is still a warm-up set. Alright, we're just going to knock this out for 7 reps real quick. Should be pretty easy. My right elbow's been a little sore from deadlifting pretty heavy, but this ain't nothing. Nice, good, controlled reps. That's definitely not RP7. This is 245, by the way. Oh, yeah, I love that. Damn, 225 might have been a good call actually for RP7. We go back down. I am benching pretty close to. Normally, I feel like I would grip out a little bit wider, but today we're gripping pretty narrow. I got to remind myself to, because I want to naturally flare my elbows out, which kind of takes away the close grip. I got to remind myself to kind of keep my elbows tucked in on these. All right, last one, best one. Five, two more. 6, 7. Man, do you hear me snapping and popping there? Jesus, getting old. All right, let's set up for safety bar squats. All right, we're gonna move on to our safety bar squats today. We have a programmed 6 reps at RPE 7. So, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna go to a true RPE 7. Probably like RP 5.5, 6 today. Just because this is the end of the week. Been golfing a lot. My legs are pretty sore. I'm throwing on the SPD sleeves. This is the Gen 1. They're a lot more flexible than the Gen 2s. I use Gen 2s specifically only for when I'm training for a competition. So I use these for training, and then my Gen 2 SPD knee sleeves are for like meets only. Or like when I have the really hard, high RPE, like 10 sets. Because they offer a little bit more compression. They're just not as forgiving, in my opinion, because they squeeze so hard. But I like the Gen 1s a lot. They feel really good. I'm throwing on these Adidas powerlifting shoes. It's an elevated heel shoe. I have really long femurs, so the elevated heel for me just makes it a little bit more comfortable in the squat position down in the hole. It's a little bit easier on my ankles, and I have pretty good ankle mobility too, as I used to be a sumo deadlifter. Deadlifting conventional only, by the way. We're gonna see how strong we can get. I'll tell you some goals that we're gonna have soon coming up in the future. Really would like to hit a 700-pound squat. We're ready. All right, we'll do some warm-up sets. Just had a bite of some gumbo that I cooked yesterday. It's pretty freaking good. Pretty hungry right now. Safety bar. Nice setup. Step back. Oh, pretty good. Alright, it's starting to rain. So, I was going to use this as a warm-up set. Since I have 3 sets, I'm just going to real quickly knock this out, and then I'll do 275 for sets of 7? 6 reps. I don't want to get all my gym equipment too wet. Holy shit, this weight almost slid off. I was looking over, I felt it. Alright, 6 reps. We got 275. Technically this is 270. Remember, the barbell is only 40 pounds. So we got 270 right here. With the collars on this time. Let's knock this out real quick. I'm going to do beltless today, because why not? It feels a lot better and the weight's not moving around on the barbell. 6 reps. Halfway there. 2 more. 3 more. Who could have guessed this? Again, it was not forecasted to rain today. We got rained out. When's gonna get rained out? Just ate some sausage and rice. Here's the real winner, though.
Yeah, I know it. 9 holes. This is episode 2 of NVIDIA course series. I'm excited to showcase that up for us.
We got a very healthy post-workout meal right here. The chicken share box, a Big Mac, 2 crispy chili snack wraps, and a large fry that I already murdered. Good for the gains. What is going on, people of YouTube? My name's Ian. This is kind of a part 2 of the video that we made in the beginning. I got rained out. It's actually currently raining again. I've been sick the last couple days, so if I sound a little nasally and congested, it's because I am. I'm still getting over this cold, actually. Just bought some more Mucinex. I'm going to probably take this before I go work out. But just ran some errands, just got a haircut. We're about to go hit a workout. It's Sunday. And yeah, got a couple updates about the officer stuff that I thought I'd address in this video. So I believe last time we talked, I was talking about getting diagnosed with asthma. Thankfully, all the tests came back negative. I did my methylcholine challenge test, came back negative. Actually scored in the higher than average percentile when it comes to lung capacity, so that's awesome. I think that's in part to just working out and living a healthy lifestyle. But yeah, the asthma stuff came back negative, which is fantastic. I also went to an ear, nose, and throat specialist and actually had got scoped through my nasal cavity into the back to look at my vocal cords to make sure we weren't having any sort of just abnormalities or spasms, which I've never reported, but we just wanted to double verify to make sure we're medically cleared per the Air Force. So yeah, that came back fantastic. So we're all greened back up medically. I've been taking allergy medicine every day, which has helped my symptoms quite a bit with these weird lung and breathing anomalies that I've had. I think I just had really bad allergies. So that's fantastic news. And yeah, I'm currently working on an OTS package right now for the 26 OTS 01 board, which is coming up on this coming August. So it's July 20th right now, so I have all the paperwork and packaging ready to be routed and signed. I still have to complete my Commander SIP interview, and we'll get our board scores, or we'll get our scores back from that, and then I got to submit my package to the group and then to the wing to get their endorsement to see where I sit for the rated applicants. But fully qualified, got my passing AFOQT, passing TBAS, medically cleared now, so we're rocking and rolling, and I'm ready to knock this package out, and I feel pretty good about it. We'll see what my senior supervision says about it and see if they want any changes before we do some final submissions. But that's kind of been what's going on lately. I'm in a temporary break from school right now. I took a summer A course, so I took a summer course. They divided up in A and B sessions, so I finished my A session, so now I have a break for this remainder of the B session, and I started classes back on August 25th, where I'm taking 2 at a time. But yeah, right now we're 1/5 the way done with my master's, which is kind of weird to say. 1/5 the way done already. That's 20%. So, and I have an A. I got an A+ in my first class, then I passed with an A in my second class, so 4.0 GPA. I think that actually that A+ has it slightly weighted above a 4.0. But yeah, we're rocking and rolling. We'll see how time management is going to be when I take these 2 classes next, but I don't want to keep yapping too long. I'm about to go record this workout, and we'll see how we do.